Merry Christmas. I'd like to tell you a story tonight, a Christmas story if I could, about two of our parishioners who had two sons and then decided to share their love with a third whom they would adopt, not from the US, but from Ethiopia. They made contact, they laid the groundwork, and after no small period of time and no small sum of money, they found Nathan in an orphanage in Ethiopia. They weren't told much, just that his mother was very young and thought it best to give Nathan a home elsewhere. So Nathan was adopted as an infant by two amazing adoptive parents and moved to Michigan, where he grew up with his older brothers who were white, while Nathan was not, which means he suspected he was different. He suspected he had another set of parents and had left another sort of life behind, all of which was cloaked in mystery. Well, a decade later, just this year, through a series of fortunate events, Nathan's adopted parents found Nathan's birth parents living in Ethiopia, husband and wife, with two other children, the parents of Nathan, their eldest, who had been adopted out at a young age and lived in Michigan. What a discovery. You can just imagine for Nathan's adoptive parents. We can only imagine the suspense, the excitement, and the growing anticipation that was simmering as they figured out how and what to tell their son. This would be a new dawn for Nathan. He was about to find out so much more about who he was and whose he was. He would get to meet people who loved him and learn about a family he was a part of, a parallel life that was going on unbeknownst to him, that he always had some inkling existed, but had been shrouded in unapproachable mystery that was not ever expected to be made known until now. What would this mean? What possibilities would arise? What new future would unfurl now that his life's biggest mystery had been solved? Next scene, in Bethlehem. There are parents, there is a birth, there is a son who would also be suspicious of his parents. At this birth, there would be no shortage of sign and symbol, saying this was no ordinary pregnancy, this was no ordinary delivery, this was no ordinary child. For into a world that has always suspected something more was going on is born a child who would confirm our suspicions that yes, there is something else going on. What a discovery for you and me. It is no less than a new dawn as we discover who we are and whose we are. In Christmas, you and I discover people who love us. We learn about a family we're a part of, a parallel life that was going on unbeknownst to us, that we always had some inkling existed, but had been shrouded in unapproachable mystery that was not ever expected to be made known until now. And so, like Nathan, you and I ask, what does this mean? What possibilities arise? What new future will unfurl now that life's biggest mystery has been solved? Christmas, my friends, is the assurance that something else is going on. We are not alone. We are not abandoned. The message of Christmas is simple. Love came down from heaven to be born as one of us to live as one of us, and to forgive us and teach us a new way of living. That, as we all know, and as you demonstrate every day as a parish, is the way of love. Our response to Christmas is just as simple. It is to accept that love and put that love into action. In a few moments, we will kneel and we will light those candles that you have next to you, knowing that, as Vladimir Zelensky recently reminded us, when Ukrainian people celebrate Christmas by candlelight this year, it will not be for romantic reasons. It will be because they do not have electricity. Christmas is about taking the good news in and taking the good news out. We've been given warmth. Well, it's pretty warm in here. I see you got your coat on, Sam. We've been given food that we're going to enjoy today and tomorrow. And we've been given a Savior. And we've been given warmth to share warmth. We've been given food to share food. We've been given a Savior to share the Savior. What does that look like for you and me tonight? If you're like me, God is asking you to do something difficult right now, something selfless, something sacrificial that just might change the course of someone else's life and might give us a sense of fulfillment and purpose and joy that we've played a role in God's plan to heal the world. Friends, if you walk away with anything else from tonight's sermon, walk away with this. Don't ignore a generous urge. Don't ignore that generous urge. Christmas confirms our deepest suspicions and challenges our action and intent, everyone from here on out. May the year ahead bring us a year of growing in faith, that other world is here, that we can trust more deeply in its promises, full of more confidence and joy than ever, because life's biggest mystery has now been solved. Amen.